Hello, my beautiful friends. Happy New Year. It is 2024 and we made it, right? Gotta have perspective here because we know there are people that did not get to wake up and enter into the space of 2024. And so I'm starting off this podcast episode in an attitude of gratitude. So grateful to be here, so grateful to be able to help you as best as I can through the Scholar Budget podcast because we want to help you really to earn a debt-free degree, to be able to navigate finances, to build wealth, to build legacy, to not live in poverty, to not live paycheck to paycheck, and to wake up every morning, at least on the work days, doing something you actually like to do and getting paid well for it. So thank you for being on this journey with me, being on this podcast, listening, sharing it with others. I started this podcast in October and I'm sticking with it, friends. I'm sticking with it. It's not always easy, but I really love it. And every time I get to interview a new guest, it is freaking phenomenal. So we're going to do an episode today that's talking about a book. Okay, a very special book indeed. Anyone here like to read? Well, before we even jump into that, let's just jump into this podcast episode. You're listening to the Scholar Budget Podcast, where we teach you how to earn a debt-free degree, grow your money, and claim every opportunity with your name on it. I'm your host, Raquel Bartoli. Let's jump right in. So I really do enjoy reading. The honest truth is, it's really hard for me to find time to read. So one of my goals in 2024 is to be more diligent about reading. Put the phone away, put social media away, set a timer and read, even if it's for 20 minutes. Because once I get lost in a book, I'm good to go. And I want to learn more and I want to build more on knowledge. And just having that time to read is good for me. So yeah, hold me accountable on that, friends. Check in on me each month and ask me, Rocky, are you reading your book like you said you wanted to read? But today I want to talk about a very special book, and it's very special because it's my book, The Scholar Budget Guide to Paying for College. This is in Spanish, in Espanol. And of course, we have the English version. And so why did I even write this book, friends? Well, because there's so much information out there on ways to pay for school and it's all over the place. So my goal was to try to put it in one spot so that students and parents could read and understand the multiple gajillion ways there are to earn a debt-free degree and pay for college, right? Because we don't want to put all our eggs in one basket. Remember, we've talked about that on multiple episodes. We want to stack every opportunity. And so that is one of the main reasons why I wrote this book. And so today I want to share some of the chapters that are in the book. And I'm also going to include links to the book so you can purchase the book if you want for yourself, for a scholar, for a parent, for your program. It's a great book to share with multiple students, to read it in your classroom and just really dive into the content. So let's jump right in. I bookmarked some of my chapters and we will continue to go through some of these chapters in some other episodes, but just wanted to kick off the new year this way. All right. So chapter 3, we talk about scholarships, which is what we talk about all the time, right? But we got to keep talking about it because the truth is there are students who are getting ready to go to college. And guess what? Guess how many of the scholarships they've applied for? 0 or 1. And we ain't got time for that. We got to put in the work. So I have to continue to remind and encourage and inspire and motivate students to apply for scholarships. So here we go. In chapter 3, scholarships are golden for so many reasons, right? And here are some of the reasons. Number 1, you don't need to pay it back. It's like you get that money and you don't need to pay it back. You get to use that money for your educational expenses, for college, for dorm, for your classes, whatever, and you don't need to pay it back. But now you do have to keep this in mind. If you're getting a scholarship that's going to cover you for multiple semesters, multiple years, you do have to keep up, like maintenance, which means your grades need to be on point, your GPA needs to be on point, or you can lose your scholarship. So sometimes students forget that, right? They get this nice, healthy, hefty scholarship that's going to cover them for a period of time. And then life happens, right? They fail a class and they fail another class. And before they know it, they've lost their scholarship. So don't let that be you. Get this free money and do what you need to do with it, okay? Another reason why scholarships are so golden, it's literally payback for the things that you've been doing well, right? Scholarships are payback for the things you've been doing well. What do I mean by that? Earning good grades, you get money for that. Being involved in your community, you get scholarships for that. Being a great athlete, you get scholarships for that. Having a talent, overcoming obstacles, even for the simple things like wearing glasses. Yeah, because there's scholarships for that. Having asthma, you didn't ask for it, but you dealt with it. There's a scholarship for that. And so because there are so many scholarships out there, you can find multiple scholarships that are a good fit for you just for being who you are and just for doing the things that you've done. So go get the money. Number 3, scholarships can significantly decrease your need to rely on student loans. Again, if you keep applying, you keep getting the scholarship money with your FAFSA. Maybe you're doing some work study and some additional things. The ultimate goal is to reduce my need for the loans and utilize as much free money as possible. And number 4, I already said it. You don't have to pay it back. I mean, like, seriously, you get the money to cover the cost of your college education and you don't have to pay that bad boy back. So go for more scholarships. That's chapter 3. And I dig a little deeper. So make sure you read chapter 3. And now I want to touch on chapter 4, which is dual enrollment. And I know it's titled differently in different places, but dual enrollment is basically taking college classes while you're a high school student. So if you're able to take advantage of dual enrollment, friends, please go for it. Like, take these classes, get these college credits. Dual enrollment is a 2-for, right? You get 2 for 1. You save time, you save money, and you're doing it at one time, because the more classes you can take in college, the more classes you can take while you're a high school student, as long as those college classes count towards your overall bachelor's degree, that's less time you have to spend in college, and you're ultimately saving money. In most places, these college classes are free or they're discounted. Here in Miami-Dade County, students who take dual enrollment, they're not paying for these classes. So if you're positioned to take dual enrollment scholars, please go for it. Meet with your college advisor, meet with the college advisors, talk about the process, understand the testing, study for the test, and get into these college classes as soon as possible, because it's going to give you that college experience, right? You're going to start building those college skills and those habits that you need, and you're going to save money towards your college education. So that is chapter 4, and we go even deeper into it. Can't read the whole chapter to you, so you got to grab the book, okay? And then I want to talk about chapter 6. So chapter 6 is titled, How About Them Grades Though, right? Because listen, let me tell you, and I personally share my story in chapter 6. When I was a high school student, bottom line is I could have done so much better, really. I could have easily have been like an A, B student, but I was more like a B, C student, almost at a D, but I got the D to a C. I could have done so much better. But one of my biggest issues is that I was distracted, right? And so listen, it's even easier now today to be distracted than it was when I was a student getting ready to graduate from high school in 2003. I mean, I was distracted because I was in love with my boyfriend, right? And so that was calling for my attention. I was distracted by my friendships. And honestly, I wasn't really pushed. Like my family, didn't really push me too hard about going to college. I was pretty self-motivated for the most part. I knew I wanted to go to college, but there was no urgency there on my family's end. And it is what it is, right? But I feel like if I had a little more accountability and if I was a little more focused on what I should have been focused on, right? I could have made better grades, and I could have definitely had gotten more scholarships and more opportunities. But we can't change the past, right? But we can learn from it. So those of you listening to me, and you know who you are, you might be distracted right now, right? You might be distracted by life issues, by personal issues, by some things that you kind of got yourself caught up in, whether it's drama, significant others, friendships, etc. The point is there's distractions all over the place, including social media. And so if we really, 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 really want to position ourselves to succeed, to achieve goals, to break barriers, to turn our dreams into realities, then we're really going to have to push through these distractions, because the distractions waste time. They take our eyes off of what we want to focus on, and it really makes things a lot harder. And I know everybody's in a different situation and everybody's distractions are different, but I know for me, it really took a toll on my grades. It really took a toll on all of the opportunities I could have taken advantage of. So I want to ask you, what is pulling for your time? What is distracting you right now? What is keeping you from building out your scholarship list, right? Just like the list of scholarships you want to apply for. If you're a senior right now, what's stopping you from applying for scholarships? What's distracting you? Is it something that you can get off of your plate? Is it something that you're like, listen, Rocky, it's a distraction, but I have to work this part-time job, right? I'm a student and I'm a student athlete, but I also have to work because I have to help pay the bills. Or are you a senior who's like, well, I'd rather party, I'd rather hang out with friends, and I get lazy and I'm on social media and I'm playing the video games when I should really be focusing on getting this money? So number one, we have to assess our situation. And then number two, we just got to get it done. And sometimes it's hard to do it on our own. So get an accountability partner, whether that be a sibling, a cousin, an aunt, an uncle, a parent, a friend. Find someone who you can hold accountable and they can hold you accountable to get your eyes off the distractions and to stay laser focused and tap into what needs to get done so that we can get this scholarship money, so that we can graduate from high school, so that we can go to college, so that we can become entrepreneurs, so that we can break barriers, so that we can move out of poverty, so that we can be the first in our family to graduate from college and show our siblings and our cousins and our nieces and our nephews that, man, it's possible. Like, it is really possible to like think of something and say, man, this is something I want, right? I want to buy a house. I want to start my business. I want to become a singer, an actress. I want to become an attorney. I want to become a firefighter. Like, it is truly possible to start with just a thought, to start with just a dream, and to really go hard for it and to really put in the action and to not allow the distractions to like stop you from turning your dreams into a reality. So you got to choose, friend. You got to choose. Are the distractions going to stop you from achieving your goals and dreams? Or are you going to push through those distractions and stay laser focused and commit to you, commit to your dreams, commit to the future, commit to breaking barriers, commit to not living in poverty and paycheck to paycheck, and commit to creating the life that you want to live? So friends, I want you to commit. And I also want you to grab your copy of the Scholar Budget Guide to Paying for College so that it can be a resource and a tool to help you earn a debt-free degree. Hey there, I hope you were taking notes and you're ready to implement what you heard. If this podcast inspired you or helped you in any way, I would love for you to subscribe, follow, and share this with a student, parent, or educator you care about, because sharing is caring. Also, your feedback means a lot. So please leave a written review of this show on Apple Podcasts. And if you ever want to connect outside of the podcast, you can find us at The Scholar Budget on Insta or the Book of Faces. So until next time, shine bright and put in the work so we can make those dreams a reality. Bye!